Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo's order for the immediate implementation of the anti-open grazing law in the state has been generating mixed reactions as tensions in several quarters. Hello everyone, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. May God bless you all. Tênsion in Anambra has Soludo orders immediate enforcement of anti-grazing law. Anambra State Governor Professor Charles Soludo orders for the immediate implementation of the anti-open grazing law in the state has been generating mixed reactions and tension in several quarters. The leadership of the Southeast Zone of the Mietihala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, who been enveloped by fear since the announcement, has however appealed to the governor not to implement the law in the state now, as it will adversely affect them. Record that the immediate past governor of the state, Willie Obiano, had on October 2021 assented to the cattle and other livestock open grazing prohibition and ranches establishment bill in Anambra State after the law banning movement of cattle on foot on roads in the state. The herdsmen were accused of continued roaming of the streets in both the urban and the rural areas as well as on people's farms. Soludo, disturbed by the development, gave the order during a meeting with members of the Anambra State Cattle Maintenance Committee held at the Government House, Awka. The bill titled Anambra State Open Grazing of Cattle and Other Livestock Prohibition and Ranches Establishment Bill 2021 was passed after the third reading at plenary by the members of the State House of Assembly on October 12, 2021. Directing the enforcement, Soludo said, Anambra promotes social harmony with everyone, including herders, while noting that the purpose of the bill was to maintain peace in the state. According to Soludo, the ban was in compliance with the 2021 anti-open grazing law of the state, insisting that the enforcement of the law would take effect from this September. Now that we have a law banning open grazing, the law enforcement agents have been directed to implement it. Though the law has been in existence since almost 1 year ago, cattle have continued to parade certain areas in the state in contravention to the law, Soludo said. He applauded members of the Anambra State Cattle Maintenance Committee for their dedication to duty and noted that Anambra people have largely been living in harmony with herdsmen over the years. He, however, urged the herdsmen to operate within the existing laws like other businesses in the state. According to him, the initiative was geared towards surveying Anambra environments from erosion, which was fast depleting the scarce land, urging them to consider gradual implementation of ranching as a modern way of cattle rearing because of its numerous advantages and money-making potential. Obiano, while signing the anti-grazing law, explained that the decision of the state government to outlaw the open grazing of cattle and other livestock was to enhance peace between the farmers and the herdsmen in Anambra State. He said the bill expected to forestall farmers, herders clashes as well as stop the killing and raping of women by herdsmen. According to him, the management of the crisis between farmers and herders had been a short-term measure, and it has become necessary for the government to take decisive action. Obiano, however, said that the people of the state have been clamoring for the law for a long time. The Southeast governor's decision. The proscription of open grazing by the state is in line with the resolution of the Southern Governors Forum in a bid to tackle the crisis between the herders and farmers that have claimed many lives in the region. Recall that a meeting of the Southeast Governors held on September 16, 2021 in Enugu, and member states were reminded of the need to enact or amend the anti-open grazing law to align with the uniform template and aspiration of the forum. A few days that Soludo directed the enforcement of the anti-grazing law, the leadership of the Southeast Zone of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, appealed to Governor Charles Soludo not to enforce the ban on the movement of cattle on foot in the state. They said it will adversely affect them and their businesses. The leader of the association in the Southeast Geopolitical Zone, Malam Gidadu Sadiki, appealed with the governor to suspend the implementation of the law in the meantime to enable them educate their members more on the provisions of the law. Sadiki said the majority of horse Fulanis don't know any other business than rearing of cattle. Some of us were born into the cattle rearing business here in Anambra State, and we have no other place to go. The herders are aware that the state governor has flagged off massive tree planting exercise in the 181 communities of the state as part of measures to control the spread of gully erosion in the state, and as law-abiding citizens, we have cautioned all our members and equally urged them to protect the trees in their various host communities. Our members will continue to remain committed to peaceful coexistence with their host communities in the state and the Southeast Geopolitical Zone at large. We, therefore, call on all concerned stakeholders to help us beg the governor to reverse the decision on the matter. Group commend Soludo for action reacting to Mabag's appeal. A socio-political group, the Igbo Youth for Positive Change, said the implementation of the ban on the movement of cattle in Anambra State was for the general interest of the state. According to the group, the ban had come to stay, insisting that the policy was not for evil purpose but for the good for the people. The national president of the group, Mr. Chinedu Obikwe, who spoke on the behalf of members in Oka, commended Soludo for the decision. Obikwe said that the implementation would only promote the peaceful coexistence and harmony living between Anambra people and members of the Miyetti Allah. The punishment for contravening the law provides that any person or group of persons who contravenes the law shall, on summary conviction, be liable to 2 years imprisonment or 250,000 naira fine or both. Where such contravention causes damage to farm crops or property of any person, the owner or manager of such livestock shall, after evaluation of the damage by the management committee, pay the current monetary value of the farm crops or property damaged to the owner. So guys, I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts below in the comments.